So we're going to be working with Donna, who has graciously loaned us her hands for this video. We're going to just do one hand, just to keep the video short. But it's important to remember that there are two hands on each person, potentially, as well as each hand has 5 fingers, as you know, but that's also a potential. Oftentimes you'll work with somebody who is missing a finger or two. The hands have 2 sides. I know this is very basic, but sometimes when we get involved in the massage, we forget that. And then each finger has multiple sides. So these are important things to remember. Part of this video is assuming that you've already gone through the orientation, or you've watched the PowerPoint presentation for this for the hand-to-hand program, that you have all your supplies and materials available, that you remember and implement the positioning and body mechanics components, that you've done your stretching and your breathing before you've begun the hand massage. You've remembered the discussion and techniques around boundaries, and even might participate in playing with boundaries as you're doing the hand massage with your colleague today. That you've you've read the hand-to-hand manual and understand the Boston Healthcare for the Homeless protocols, that you've worked with the AmeriCorps volunteer who's coordinating the sessions, that you're working in pairs, and that, I think I've already said this, you followed universal precautions, and that today maybe even play using some gloves as you do the massage. See what that feels like and see what your colleague experiences. So part of the massage experience for Boston Healthcare for Homeless is that there is no procedure in place, that there should be no tension on your part to follow a particular step-by-step protocol. Some of the important components we'll go through now. One is the greeting of the hand, the greeting of the person. And you've already introduced yourself, you've already had the client, the patient in this case, fill out the pre-massage questionnaire. You've each washed your hands already, you've come back to the table, you've positioned yourself. And so the first touch is really important. It's an opportunity to make that connection, to feel what's going on with them and for them to feel what's going on with you. One of the important aspects of that purposefulness training that we've talked about. So greeting the hand is really just an opportunity to bring circulation there, to bring warmth if it's cold, to bring calm if there's a sort of sense of not calm. And you can hold the hand palm and top side, or grasp the hand with your hands, offering some direct pressure, consistent pressure that's sort of there's a persistence to it. It's almost a swaddling technique, where oftentimes when a baby is crying, the idea of swaddling a baby tightly in a blanket, almost like a burrito, as a way of calming the system, and that's what this swaddling of the hand can do. So you're really thinking about it as hand to hand at this point, not fingers to the hand. So you're really working with the whole hand. This hand massage also includes the wrist and the lower forearm, so remembering those components too. Part of the experience is watching what's going on with, in this case, Donna, understanding, is she showing signs of tension? Is she sweating? Is she getting extra hot? Is she a lot of fidgeting? Or is there any discomfort? Are you pressing too hard? So throughout the process, you'll be watching for signs of how your person is accepting the work. Are things too soft? Are you pressing too hard? I'm not going to be using lotion today, but part of applying lotion is you always apply it to your own hands first, or cream or oil, and then you use it after you've applied it onto their hands. It gives you a chance to warm it up. It's just so much more comfortable that way. And then begin with working on choosing which side you want to work on, either the palm side or the top side. And begin with doing some very gentle circular motions with thumbs, the pads of the thumbs, or the thenar eminence, the muscular part of the hand. So you're really offering the broadest possible application of pressure to the broadest parts of the hands possible. Again, this is just an introduction, getting circulation going, and you're getting a sense of what's going on with the person's joints as well as their experience. So you can go deeper or further. So after you've circulated the top of the hand, you can always just turn the hand over and do the same thing with the bottom of the hand. You've experimented with massaging your own hands. You've working on your colleagues, as well as family and friends. So you know what people enjoy in general, and you can focus in on those areas. Typically, what you enjoy typically what you enjoy or find uncomfortable or sensitive, other people will find the same. So here as I'm talking to you, I'm just doing some circulation throughout the surface of the palm, coming all the way down to the first set of knuckles, and waiting to get to the fingers until I've circulated both the top and the bottom of the hand. And turning the hand back over, always trying to remember to turn the hand not as a flip, but as a conscious effort to move it from one state to another. Oftentimes at the wrist, and you folks know what a standard range of motion is on most hands. Wrists are just sort of moving the wrist in what would be its range of motion. Oftentimes I like putting just a little bit of pull or traction on the hands and doing that. And then coming down and working the fingers, starting with whatever finger you'd like, starting whichever side you'd like, but remembering that there are several surfaces to work on. So you work on the sides, tops and bottoms, and come off the edge. Thank you, Donna.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm enjoying this. I'm learning as well.
So taking each finger, remembering again to work with each finger, and coming down. Look at those beautiful nails.
Thank you, Jonathan.
And as we've had discussions in the orientation, there's a lot you can learn about the hand, a lot you can learn about the person from their hands, and a lot of memories that will come out as part of the work on the hand. We've already discussed this, but these things can come up as part of the session with your individual. And go with it as far as you and your boundaries will allow. Oftentimes those opportunities for someone to share what's going on or what memories that come up need no response from you. Again, if there are concerns about where a conversation is going, you can always bring it back in a variety of ways, but one of the most effective ways is to focus back to the work at hand and saying, well, let's just take this 10 minutes, 15 minutes we have just to focus on you receiving this work. And let's do that in silence, or let's focus back on your hand. That's always a lovely way of bringing people back. Working the joint of the thumb is always a little different than the other fingers. And then turning the hand back over and working into the muscles of the hand. You'll be working on top of a pillow, the hands on top of a pillow, on top of their lap, and you'll be moving from side to side after you finish one side to the other side, to work on their other hand so they're not uncomfortable and that you remain comfortable as well. Some of the more enjoyable experiences after you've warmed hands up, you've warmed fingers up, you've done some work, is to really just pull the hand open with both palms almost in a butterfly sort of shape. And that has a nice way of really working all the joints, the phalangeal joints and the knuckles. And just keeping an eye on your client's face, making certain that you're not doing things above their threshold, way below their threshold of discomfort. You want this to be enjoyable, comfortable, calming, relaxing. When you're finished, the same way that you greeted the hand, you do a conclusion. If on top of the pillow, you can just do a simple glide off, and the hand goes onto the pillow, and you move on to the other. That was it. And again, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Good.